They were definitely quite up in the rankings, so now they're coming back here, and definitely don't underestimate them. And on the other side, Dan the Man recently coming from a second place win with Red Sun from Riptide alongside with Genie here, but we're going to get right on in.
Yeah, we've got here Mako, Mart, both teams trying to get their thing going here. We've got Rainmaker, so in Rainmaker we do want to go ahead and try to get that first pop, see if we can get enough of our ink on the ground and try to get towards that first checkpoint. Here on the left, we do have some of the members of Water Breather Quartet going down, but it is a trade, luckily, and things are looking pretty even to start this one off, Debbie.
Yes, Genie here going for the missiles now just to see it add some extra pressure as Dan is also just lurking underneath. Krim just going straight forward with the Rainmaker. That checkpoint is theirs. No hesitation whatsoever from the Charger. And the pop also going in their favor. This is actually really huge, being able to pick off one, but I think that was just a double bomb that happened and two go down. But however, that's not it. Krim's going to take that Rainmaker and be like, I want more points.
Yeah, Krim is going to take every single point they can get, but it seems like the members of Sunset Shores have stabilized this push now and are able to get themselves back into the middle of the map and get going forward. Here we do have them trying to push up onto this right block here. Tries to get the Charger, isn't able to though, and goes down, and things are going right back in favor of the Water Breather Quartet quickly.
Look at how much they're just moving up as a group. Oh, this is really good. The vacuum was used as a bait here to get Dan to go into the splash there. That was actually really good team coordination there. Just the vac in to try to punish the vac and the pick off by the splash. Now they have the extra advantage. Nice burst bomb finish here as Rainmakers, they're trying to secure middle here so that they can maybe try to push Rainmaker finally from Sunset Shores. Crab Tank coming out. Missiles are also on though, but this Rainmaker is still going off on the left side here just barely. Oh no, they did get checkpoint. I missed it.
They were able to get the checkpoint. I was about to say it was very interesting how they went off to the left with the Rainmaker while all the rest of the team was on the right, but somehow it still works out for them. And that's going to be huge because now both teams have got that checkpoint ready and gone down. Either one of them can make a strong push here if they get the picks right.
Absolutely. It looks like someone went down from behind there, so there's potentially a flank coming in from behind. What a vacuum from this Charger, and Team Cover coming up just from behind, so the Charger just delaying as much as possible. And getting the pick too. Krim is on fire this game.
Yeah, Krim pushing the Rainmaker, getting the splats, doing everything they can to make sure that their team is going to keep this lead. And here on the side, we do have a member of Sunset Shores going down, trying to get sneaky with that flank. And here we've got another sneaky flank trying to get on, or actually retreating back to their own spawn and trying to get something going as the members do respawn. Missiles come out, push them back. Luckily, no one goes down. Oh, but as I say that, they do go down 1, 2, and once again, Water Breather Quartet is looking strong and trying to push on this left side.
Yeah, they got a nice looking push here. As the Knot was the only one in the corner. It looks like that vac is going to explode on the side. Isn't able to get anybody. We see the Splash and the Charger working together on the top corner. Rainmaker pushing them out. There's a nice good path for this Rainmaker, and Krim's just going to go right forward, pushing all the way to 13. And as we know on Mako, is a pretty solid push.
Yeah, that was right about to say. That is a very strong push on Mako Mart. We still do have the Shark here. Oh my God. Are they going to go for it, Debbie? Are they going to go for it? But luckily, one of the members of Sunset Shores is able to pick it up and get it out, but they don't know that they're behind him. Oh, he isn't able to get the right timing on the crab there and has to retreat. Now things are going back to neutral here. We've got the members on the side of Sunset Shores pushing up on the left, trying to get that Charger, are able to do so. You see a fight over there on the right, does not go in their favor though, and they're going to try to push left, but are met with the Trizuka.
This Rainmaker here just using this obstacle really well for cover with the Trizuka going at, and just a whole bunch of specials coming out. Booyah Bomb, a Splat Bomb. Verdant here just dodging everything, and now just kind of had a, well, they did have a freeway, but Krim said no.
Yeah, there they go, sniping him from the middle of the map here, trying to get something going down on left. Knows there's someone sharking underneath. They might have retreated by now, but he still needs to be careful and poke him out. Now he's turned his attention over to the right where most of the members of Sunset Shores seem to be, and here they go, starting to get those picks going and reclaiming mid for themselves.
Two go down there. Krim getting a nice shot, able to allow the machine to go forward. So more picks being going down in the freezer there. It looks like they got a just above with a fizzy bomb over on where the Clam goal usually sits on that snipe point. But lots of paint being put down here by Water Breather Quartet, and they're just going to try to stall this out with 30 seconds left in the game. They're just going to get their specials and just make sure. Oh my gosh, what a catch there! The Knot jump, just not The knot was not getting on point there. But Water Breather Quartet just absolutely applying all this pressure so Sunset Shores can't get in.
Yeah, we've got 10 seconds left. We do have the ink vac still online, ready to go. There they go. They are going to pop it, not allowing them to get anywhere near the Rainmaker. Teammate takes them down, and that's going to be game one going to the Water Breather Quartet in, I would say, pretty handily fashion.
Oh, absolutely. Even right at the end there, the splatter shot from Sunset Shores was actually right there. They were in a 1v1 fight, turning 2v1 fight at the very end. So they were the only ones closest to the Rainmaker at the time. So much pressure put down by Water Breather Quartet. So Sunset Shores now has seen what is going to be put against them, and I wonder if the comp might change now, knowing what has approached them. I know when we played them earlier, they had another different comp. They had a blob option earlier as well,
okay.
And that might come out potentially to like take more space out of the way. Just do the blob bounce thing off the wall.
Yeah, well, we do have our next map ready. It's going to be Clam Blitz on Hammerhead Bridge. This is a pretty straight and narrow map. There is some cover, but I would say if they are going to bring out the Blobber, this is a decent map to bring it on. It's pretty straight. You've got some nice walls to bounce it off while you're pushing forward, so it's definitely an option for them. And Clam Blitz is kind of similar to Rainmaker. You're trying to push into the enemy spawn, so they do need to think about some adjustments that they want to make going forward. Yeah,
the Rainmaker and Clams on this map do have a similar path where they have to go up a ramp on the left, or you can just go over a box straight forward. But of course, jumping over the box is a lot more complicated to get done. I think, we saw the Chargers both on the past map. I think they're going to stay here as well. Hammerhead has been a strong Charger map just because there isn't actually as much cover as it looks like. The front lines, they really want to take the key wings there, and if they're going to push in middle, they gotta find some sort of cover. But a lot of times, the front lines will kind of go take a wing, and you either want to bait someone to you or just paint it up. Just play neutral for the time being until you find that way in. But the middle is so vulnerable to whatever range you have. So you'll see a lot of range coming out on this map, and just applying so much pressure. So we'll see if maybe the comps change, if there's going to be some extra range, or if they might even go with the same thing.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the point there. A big part of this map is going to be that range. So I think we should look to see if players like Crim are going to be able to get that first snipe, get their team going, and from there just rush into mid and get all the clams for themselves and kind of overpower the other team. Let's see what we got going here on the side of Water Breather Quartet and Sunset Shores. Both sides have a charger like you were talking about here, and let's see who gets this first splat going into mid.
We also see a range blaster coming out from Ancho on Sunset Shores, so that's going to apply a lot of pressure as well from underneath, especially when they're pushing in a Clam. If they have the initial push, they can just hide underneath and just keep them back to extend their push.
Yeah, we already do have one going down. I believe that was at the hands of Deadbird here, pushing forward. Now they're trying to get something going here in mid, are able to get another pick off, and things are looking okay for Sunset Shores, but another member of theirs goes down, and now it's pretty even. Trying to push up with this range blaster onto the right is met with the second member of Water Breather Quartet, and I think they were able to get them, and so far this is the start that Sunset Shores needs.
I think what happened at the beginning there, it looked like with the missiles coming out, it just had Sunset Shores all grouped together. I think there was a friendly fire missile that happened to get the two down. But anywho, they're still holding mid relatively well. It's still a neutral game. Even though there's two down, this might be the opportunity Water Breather Quartet wants. But I think they're going to wait till they have more of a Clam economy before they try and go in with the specials they have. Yeah, so far the Clams are looking in their favor. Do have a power Clam over here on the left side. Passes it to a teammate and may be able to make a second one here really shortly. Unfortunately, though, their sloshing machine frontline does go down. That might stall things out with the push. As you see, Crim get a nice snipe on the left. He's met with two, though, and his teammates aren't there to back him up. Unfortunately, having to go down. Ooh, a nice shot coming out here from Genie, and things are looking pretty good to start this push. Oh, you don't see too much of that coming out from a Reflux. A lot of days like now, of course, people see the Reflux as the missile spammer. But look, it can get picks too, guys. Never underestimate a Reflux player.
Yeah, never underestimate them when they're getting things going. Here we do have the range blaster Ancho trying to make some space for themselves on left, but not really able to get the angles needed to do much damage. They are going to go down. Things are looking pretty bad for Sunset Shores as Crim gets another splat. Ellie does go down, though, however. Deadbird trying to make something happen, but the jump in with the power clam is successful, and that push just keeps on going.
Looks like there's still one trying to get this vacuum here, just unable to get it, but they're going to try to shark underneath, unable to get the suction bomb out in time, and down they go. So now it's just Krim and Krim getting a nice shot on Spirit here, and trying to get this blaster, but of course the blaster going to get the shot out ahead of time before the charger can get the charge out, and able to get that pick. So now the blaster here going to use its range to just kind of stall out mid, and use this wave breaker to see if maybe they can mark somebody. Who's their next target?
Yeah, they're trying to get something going on with the range blaster, but things are actually looking good. Ellie goes down. This actually might be a pick onto Krim as well. It is, and now this is the time to push forward. They need their team to back them up. I know they want to collect some clams, but sometimes you need to help your teammates secure that last couple picks.
However, one comes in from behind, and Dan baiting the range blaster into the missile there. What a nice bait into the missiles to take down the blaster.
Yep, was able to take down Ancho there, and now things are looking good for Water Breather Quartet once again. You see Ellie in a pretty decent position. Oh, but as I say that, the range blaster has the perfect angle. Now Krim's in a bad spot, taken down by Deadbird, and Sunset Shores. Time and time again, we've seen them able to get 2 picks, but they're not able to get that 3rd and 4th to secure the push. Are they able to finally do it as they're pushing forward here? And no, they're going to go down to the missiles. It's up to the rest of the team.
Genie doing a really good job there at popping missiles right after when Water Breather, or not Sunset Shores is trying to push in. The missiles will come out right afterwards to counter, which will stall their push. And now it looks like it's going in reverse, but Deadbird is just going to guard the ramp. Ooh, what a pick from the from the Zuka there, right on the edge of the ramp. I'm surprised that actually wasn't a double. It was very close to being one.
Deadbird was almost close to going down to that Zuka. We do see right here the Booyah Bomb going down right after they are able to get it off. And this doesn't look like the push that Water Breather Quartet quite wanted, but still, they were successful in getting a couple more points on the board. With only 45 seconds left, Sunset Shores is going to need a massive push to get themselves back in the game. Here's the start, trying to get the pick onto Krim. They are able to. Missiles did come out a little bit earlier this time before they were able to get the picks, so maybe they might be able to get something going without being displaced.
Oh, this is really huge. I was just like, the Deadbird just goes underneath the wall, but ending up going into the Fizzy, which is unfortunate. Sunset Shores are so close, but yet so far. They have the members up there, like, to stall as much as they can, but just the others are just trying to go back and get some kind of clan economy. But at the time they come back, the rest of the Water Breather Quartet just comes back, and boom, will ruin the push they try to start.
Yeah, here we've got 4 seconds. They do have a power clam at the ready, so they are going to get overtime triggered here, but they do need to make something happen fast. They have a bunch of clams. Things could go their way, but they need to get a pick right now and get going. They do have one special at the ready. It is that Ink Vac, but oh no, they do go down to the other player.
Can they get this? Oh, this is really close. Genie's in the way. It's 1v1. And Genie wins it!
Genie with the nice fling of that blow right there to get that one going, and Sunset Shores does go down, but Water Breather Quartet once again looking pretty strong as they go on in the set. Damn, if I'm Sunset Shores, you got to feel pretty discouraged. Time and time again, we were getting the 2 picks. We could never, ever get the 3rd or the 4th, and that was the name of the game there. We just couldn't finish those last couple pushes.
There was even a lot of good times, like where we saw the 52 Deadbird was going straight in. They had it. They initiated so well for their team, but I'm not too sure where the rest of Sunset Shores was, because if they had one extra person to follow up, they could have still even gotten 1 power clam in and just stalled it out, because two members underneath that ledge would have really helped Deadbird out, and they would have been able to lock out a lot better than it did before a couple other members of Water Breather Quartet came back in.
Yeah, you make a great point there, Devi. I'd have to say we did see Deadbird, as you were saying, popping off, getting those picks necessary, and then no teammate was there to really follow up. So maybe they were trying to collect the clams. They didn't think they had enough, and that's why only 1 member was forward. But you got to have a more coordinated push there if you want to get something going. And even earlier in the match, I feel like we saw Ancho on that range blaster trying to push up, and then he didn't have Deadbird at that point either. So they need to really get on the same page and try and figure that one out. But we're switching over to another mode here, Splat Zones on Wahoo World. I think this one may be able to play a little bit better into their favor. They may be able to clump up together and get those picks that they need.
Yeah, in this map, it's kind of a 50-50 when it comes to clumping up, because, both of these teams are running chargers. So they really want to make sure what side each charger's on and then who they're going to send to do it and how you're going to meet in the middle. So if they bring the blaster out, usually the blaster is probably the good one to either come towards middle, hide a ledge, and then peek the corners, or else it can come up from a side, or the frontline shooter can do that. But I think between the blaster and the 52 that they had in the last game, if they can just coordinate how they're going in together, they can definitely cause a lot of destruction.
Yeah, I think so. We're going to be seeing what they got going here real shortly as we get into Game 3. Water Breather Quartet is up 2-0 here, and they're trying to finish this one out. We do see a pretty significant change in comp coming out from Sunset Shores. We've got the Dually Squelchers, the NZAP, and the Sloshing Machine. 3 weapons we haven't seen them play in this set.
I really like the choice of the Dually Squelchers here because Dually Squelchers have the Splat Bomb and Wave Breaker. Splat Bomb always being, of course, the good old reliable bomb. But with Wave Breaker, something you can do is actually put it behind this middle ledge, and it will Wave Break all across zone, and it's actually really hard to actually shred the Wave Breaker from this point exactly. And I'm so glad this was put here because this is such a clear off zone if you don't jump over it because it's harder to destroy from down below.
Yeah, you mentioned it right there. As soon as they got that Wave Breaker going, they were able to create the space needed to cap that zone, and now they're back in it. We've got them a fight going off in mid, drops down over to the right side, maybe trying to get a flank going, but I think they recognize that the members of Water Breather Quartet did know the flank might come, and they were ready for it. Here we do have him going off on the right, but once again, just backs off, Debbie.
Ooh, yeah, I liked what Deadbird was trying to do there. It was like, okay, I'm going to go this way, but I think they're going to know. I'm going to psych them out and come back the other way and help, and then pop their special because they had a little bit of range there. However, Krim was in the line of sight of the Trizuka shot there and was able to pick it off.
Yeah, here we got things stalled pretty well in mid. Both teams trying to fight over the zone. We do see one going down on the side of Sunset Shores, which is going to give the zone over to the Water Breather Quartet. And now, this zone just going back and forth between the teams. Nobody really able to establish much dominance here. I think this game might end up going to whoever's able to get that first clean wipeout.
Absolutely. This, for Zone's Wahoo, even back in S2, it was a game of chess. Whoever gets like the most knockouts and gets their primary player out of the way. So in this case, the focus is going to be mostly on Krim. If they can get Krim out, that's great. If they can get Genie out, one of those two is going to be like your king piece. You want to call it checkmate, move right in. That's how you can secure it. So they got both of them out of the way on a delay there. So now Sunset Shores able to move right in. They're pushing back Dan and going to try to lock out a bit, so they are going to be able to reclaim lead here because of it, and now we'll see how much they can keep back as Water Breather Quartet looks like they're building specials. They just launched missiles. They have 2 more left.
Yeah, as you mentioned, those missiles did come out, able to get a trade going. They still do have 2 specials to try to get their way back in. Here comes that Ink Vac trying to get something going. The Booyah Bomb comes back in return, and now this zone may be neutralized soon. And once again, we're going back to that back and forth game where each team just needs to try to get those picks. We've got Ancho here trying to get something going, is going to be taken down by the members of Water Breather Quartet, and now they've got the wipe going in their favor.
It was very close there, and just on that lockout, they snuck out on the one side, and of course, Genie and Krim able to work together. They had the vac out, Krim signaling, hey, come over here. I'm almost here. We can cap the zone. And of course, they were able to cap it, and now it's in their favor, and it looks like if they can just hold it out here. Nice shot there from the Zuka, and if they can just keep it there, of course, lead going back into the favor of Water Breather Quartet. However, Verdant is on the side here, looking to try to get a pick on Genie. They almost got it, but it looks like just one short. Ink Vac from Krim coming back out again. Members of Sunset Shores are in a little bit of trouble here as members are coming back and forth. They do manage to get the Sloshing Machine out of the way, but aren't able to cap the zone in time.
And that's going to be a 3-0 coming in from the Water Breather Quartet. A nice dominant show to start off this showdown round. And I think they're ready to keep going and try to make things happen here. And for that game, I like that Sunset Shores tried something new. They knew the last strategy wasn't really working, so they decided to change up their weapon comp completely. And honestly, it almost worked out for them.
It almost did, yeah.
They just needed to not get wiped that time, and things would have worked out. I mean, when Ancho at that point, when he had the Dually Squelchers, he tried to get something going, and he had 3 in front of him. If he was able to get those picks, then I think they would have been in really great control. But unfortunately, all 3 members of Water Breather Quartet were able to call them out, take them down, and that's when things kind of got pretty murky for them.
Absolutely, yeah. Just great team coordination coming back out there from Water Breather Quartet. They regrouped. We saw that their specials were out there, and as soon as they had an opening, they went for it and were able to hold. And unfortunately for Sunset Shores, they just got picked off on the corner coming back in.